Have you ever felt like someone was quietly, almost invisibly, draining the very essence of who you are? It's not always obvious at first. You might leave an interaction feeling unsettled, questioning yourself, or inexplicably exhausted. But for Sigma INFJA, this experience can happen often, especially around narcissistic people. Sigma INFJA, with their unique blend of independence, intuition, and deep empathy, seem to act like magnets for these toxic individuals. Narcissists are drawn to the INFJ warmth, understanding, and ability to listen deeply, qualities they exploit for their own gain. But what narcissists don't realize is that Sigma INFJ are not easily manipulated. Beneath their calm and compassionate exterior lies a core of steel, a quiet strength that allows them to see through deception and protect their energy. In this video, we're going to explore the intricate ways Sigma INFJ safeguard themselves from the draining, manipulative tendencies of narcissists. Whether you identify as a Sigma INFJ or simply want to understand how to shield your own energy, this insight into their strategies will leave you with a deeper appreciation for the power of self-awareness and resilience. So stay tuned, because the journey you're about to embark on isn't just about avoiding toxic people. It's about embracing your inner strength and protecting the energy that makes you. Sigma INFJ are often described as rare, enigmatic personalities. They are fiercely independent yet deeply empathetic, quiet yet observant, introverted yet highly intuitive. This combination makes them highly attuned to the emotional undercurrents around them. While most people might dismiss subtle red flags, Sigma INFJ picks up on them instantly. They sense the insincerity in a compliment, the underlying motives behind a favor, and the unspoken demands in a seemingly casual request. This intuitive ability acts as their first line of defense against narcissists. For a narcissist, meeting a Sigma INFJ might initially feel like hitting the jackpot. The INFJ willingness to listen, offer support, and provide emotional validation feeds the narcissist's insatiable need for attention. But Sigma INFJ quickly notices when the energy exchange is one-sided. They can tell when someone is taking without giving, manipulating rather than connecting. This awareness is not something Sigma INFJ take lightly. It's a signal for them to step back and reassess the relationship. Protecting their energy begins with a quiet but firm decision to trust their instincts. While many people second, guess themselves, or try to rationalize away a bad feeling, Sigma INFJ don't ignore their inner voice. They've learned through experience that their intuition is rarely wrong. If someone's actions don't align with their words, or if they notice patterns of blame, shifting, gaslighting, or excessive self-centeredness, then INFJ knows it's time to establish boundaries. Boundaries are a cornerstone of how Sigma INFJ protect themselves. But for them, boundaries are not about confrontation or drama. They're about clarity and self-respect. A Sigma INFJ doesn't need to announce their boundaries loudly or aggressively. Instead, they communicate calmly and assertively, often without saying much at all. For example, if a narcissist tries to monopolize their time or guilt them into taking on responsibilities that aren't theirs, the INFJ will simply disengage. They might say something as simple as, "I'm not available for that," or "I need some time to think about this." This kind of response is disarming to a narcissist who thrives on eliciting emotional reactions. By remaining composed and non-reactive, the Sigma INFJ denies the narcissist the control they seek. Emotional detachment is another powerful tool in the Sigma INFJ arsenal. Narcissists are experts at pushing buttons and stirring up emotional chaos. They might use flattery one moment and criticism the next, keeping their target off, balance, and dependent on their approval. But Sigma INFJ are not easily thrown off course. They recognize these tactics for what they are: attempts to manipulate and dominate. Instead of reacting emotionally, the INFJs observes the behavior with quiet detachment. They might think to themselves, "This isn't about me, it's about their need for control." This mindset allows them to maintain their inner calm and avoid getting entangled in the narcissist's games. One of the most remarkable qualities of Sigma INFJ is their ability to recharge through solitude. While many people dread being alone, Sigma INFJ crave it. They see solitude not as loneliness, but as an opportunity to reconnect with themselves and process their thoughts. After spending time with draining individuals, Sigma INFJ retreat to their inner sanctuaries, whether that's a cozy corner of their home, a secluded spot in nature, or simply a quiet room where they can think and reflect. These moments of solitude are essential for them to release any negative energy they've absorbed and regain their emotional equilibrium. During these quiet moments, Sigma INFJ often turn to creative outlets as a form of self-care and self-expression. Creativity is a natural extension of their introspective nature, and it provides a safe space for them to explore and process their emotions. Whether it's writing in a journal, painting, composing music, or crafting stories, these activities allow Sigma INFJ to channel their experiences into something meaningful. This creative process is not only therapeutic, but also empowering, as it helps them transform feelings of frustration or sadness into art that resonates with their deeper sense of purpose. Another way Sigma INFJ protect their energy is by cultivating a strong sense of self. Narcissists thrive on exploiting insecurities and undermining confidence, but Sigma INFJ are not easily shaken. They have a deep understanding of who they are, what they value, and what they stand for. This self-awareness acts as a shield against manipulation. When a narcissist tries to make them feel inadequate or question their worth, the Sigma INFJ can lean on their inner strength and remind themselves of their intrinsic value. They know that their worth is not determined by the opinions of others, least of all by someone who seeks to diminish them. Selective relationships are another key strategy for Sigma INFJ. While they are naturally compassionate and willing to help others, they are also highly discerning about who they allow into their inner circle. They understand that not everyone deserves access to their time and energy. For Sigma INFJI, quality always outweighs quantity when it comes to relationships. They prioritize connections that are genuine, supportive, and mutually enriching. If a relationship feels draining, one-sided, or toxic, the Sigma INFJ is not afraid to step back or walk away entirely. This willingness to let go of unhealthy relationships is a testament to their commitment to self-preservation and personal growth. In professional settings, Sigma INFJ are equally adept at protecting their energy. If they encounter a narcissistic boss, coworker, or client, they approach the situation with a blend of diplomacy and strategy. They focus on maintaining clear communication, setting professional boundaries, and documenting interactions to avoid being manipulated or scapegoated. For example, if a narcissist tries to take credit for their work or shift blame onto them, the Sigma INFJ will calmly present evidence to clarify the situation, all while avoiding unnecessary confrontation. This pragmatic approach allows them to navigate challenging environments without compromising their integrity or well-being. Sigma INFJ also place a high value on self-care, recognizing that their ability to help others depends on their own well-being. They prioritize activities that nourish their body, mind, and soul, whether that's exercising, meditating, practicing mindfulness, or simply taking time to rest and recharge. For example, after a particularly draining day, a Sigma INFJ might unwind with a soothing yoga session, a long walk in nature, or a quiet evening spent reading or journaling. These acts of self-care are not just indulgent, they are essential for maintaining the energy and resilience needed to navigate a world full of challenges. Finally, Sigma INFJ are not afraid to take decisive action when necessary. If a narcissist continues to violate their boundaries or refuses to respect their needs, the INFJ will choose to cut ties. This decision is not made lightly, as Sigma INFJ often give people the benefit of the doubt and try to resolve conflicts peacefully. But when it becomes clear that a relationship is toxic and irreparable, they have the courage to walk away. By doing so, they reclaim their energy and create space for healthier, more fulfilling connections. The journey of a Sigma INFJ is one of resilience, self-awareness, and quiet strength. They remind us that protecting our energy is not just about avoiding negativity. It's about honoring ourselves, embracing our unique qualities, and creating a life that aligns with our values. Whether you identify as a Sigma INFJ or simply admire their approach, there's a powerful lesson here for all of us. We have the power to choose who and what we allow into our lives, and by protecting our energy, we can thrive in even the most challenging circumstances.